Why do so many people seem to lose their spark after 80? Even those who were vibrant, sharp, and full of life just a few years earlier often start to slip. Most of us chalk it up to genetics, bad luck, or just getting old. But the truth? That's only part of the picture. In this video, we're diving into 5 surprising, often ignored reasons why so many older adults struggle to stay healthy and thrive past 80. These aren't the obvious culprits like diet or exercise. These are subtle, sneaky factors that creep in, even for those who've played most of their cards right. And here's the best part. Once you know what they are, you can actually do something about them. So, if you've ever wondered what's really holding people back from living long and well after 80, or how you can protect yourself while there's still time, stick with me until the end. These 5 hidden reasons might just change the way you think about aging. Let's jump in. Number 1, the erosion of casual connection. One of the biggest, yet most overlooked, reasons people fade after 80 is the gradual loss of what researchers call casual connection. These aren't your close-knit friendships or big family dinners. Those are important, but this is different. I'm talking about the small, everyday exchanges that used to pepper your life without you even thinking about it. The quick chat with the barista at your local cafe, the wave to the neighbor raking leaves, the banter with the delivery guy dropping off a package. These tiny moments of human contact might seem trivial. They're secretly doing heavy lifting for your brain and body. They keep your mood steady, your sense of community alive, and your mind engaged in the world around you. But after 80, these interactions often start to vanish. Maybe you don't drive to the store anymore, so you order groceries online. Maybe your hearing makes it harder to catch what strangers say, so you avoid small talk. Or maybe you just don't feel like walking outside when it's chilly. It's easy to think you're just streamlining your life, but what's really happening is you're losing the micro moments that keep you tethered to the world. I knew a woman, Clara, 83, who stayed razor sharp because every morning she strolled to the park, said hi to the same dog walkers, and chatted with the same vendor at the farmer's market. Those brief exchanges weren't just pleasant. They were like oxygen for her spirit. When these moments fade, your brain feels it. Loneliness, even the subtle kind, acts like a slow poison. It spikes stress hormones, dials up inflammation, and chips away at the neural pathways tied to memory and focus. In short, it ages you faster. So, if you've noticed you're not chatting with people as much, or you're skipping those little errands just because it's easier, it's time to push back. Those fleeting connections, smiling at a stranger, asking the cashier about their day, are more than nice. They're a signal to your brain that you're still in the game, still part of the world. And that signal is one of the most potent tools for staying vibrant. Number 2, scrambled body clocks from light mismanagement. Your body has an internal rhythm, a kind of silent metronome that keeps everything in sync. Your energy, your sleep, your immune system, even your brain's ability to clear out mental fog. After 80, this rhythm, your circadian clock, gets pickier. And one of the biggest ways it gets thrown off, not getting the right light at the right time. Too little sunlight during the day, too much artificial light at night. It sounds simple, but the impact is huge. Maybe you're spending more time indoors, especially in winter. Maybe you nap in the afternoon with the curtains half drawn. Or maybe you're up late scrolling on your phone or watching TV. These habits seem harmless, but they're quietly telling your body it's neither day nor night. Morning sunlight is like a wake-up call for your brain. It boosts alertness, sharpens focus, and sets the stage for good sleep. Darkness at night cues your body to release melatonin, the hormone that helps you rest and repair. Mess with that cycle, and you might struggle to fall asleep, wake up feeling groggy, or feel mentally fuzzy. Over time, this disruption does more than make you tired. It weakens your immune system, clouds your thinking, and even raises the risk of memory issues. Plus, less sunlight means less vitamin D, which your body needs for strong bones and a steady mood. I knew a man, Tom, 85, who felt sluggish and forgetful for months. His doctor suggested one small change: sit outside for 15 minutes every morning and ditch screens an hour before bed. Within weeks, his energy was back, and so was his clarity. It wasn't magic, it was light. So, if you've been cooped up inside or glued to screens late at night, try this. Get outside first thing in the morning, even if it's just to sip coffee on your doorstep. At night, lower the lights and skip the devices. These small shifts help your body remember when to be awake and when to rest. They're not just about comfort, they're about keeping your systems humming, telling your body at 80 or beyond that it's still got work to do. Number 3, fear-driven stillness. Another quiet thief of vitality after 80 is something that looks like caution, but can spiral into something far more dangerous. Fear-driven stillness. It often starts with a small scar. Maybe you tripped on a rug or felt unsteady on a curb. So you decide to play it safe. You skip the walk to the mailbox. You avoid kneeling to pick something up. You sit more, move less, and tell yourself you're just being smart. Friends and family might even cheer you on, saying, "Don't overdo it." But here's the catch. When you stop moving, your body doesn't just pause, it starts to fade. Muscles weaken, balance erodes, and even your confidence takes a hit. Your body isn't a car you can park to keep it pristine. It's more like a river that needs to keep flowing. Stop the flow, and things stagnate. I met a man named Henry, 81, who used to hike every weekend. After a minor fall, he decided to take it easy. No big injuries, just a bruised ego. But within a year, he could barely walk across his living room without wobbling. His strength didn't vanish because he was old. It vanished because he stopped. Now, I'm not saying to ignore real risks. There are practical ways to stay safe. Use a walking stick, clear clutter from your floors, wear shoes with good grip. But there's a difference between being prudent and letting fear call the shots. When you let caution keep you still, your body forgets how to be strong. So, if you've been moving less, not because you can't, but because you're worried you might fall, pay attention. Ask yourself, am I staying safe? Or am I slowly shrinking my world? Because thriving after 80 isn't just about avoiding accidents. It's about keeping your body in motion, even if it's slower, steadier, or with a little help. Movement tells your muscles, your bones, and your brain that you're still here, still needed. And if you're finding this helpful so far, drop number 3 in the comments to let me know you're with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps this channel going. Now, let's keep moving. Number 4, bottled up emotions from unspoken grief. By the time most people reach their 80s, they've weathered a lifetime of losses. Spouses, siblings, lifelong friends, and sometimes even children. Each one leaving a mark that's both deeply personal and profoundly cumulative. While society often expects older adults to process grief stoically or move on quickly, what's rarely acknowledged is how these unexpressed emotions don't simply fade. They burrow deep, becoming a silent burden that the body carries long after the mind has tried to move forward. This isn't just about the raw pain of loss, but the subtle, habitual suppression that follows. When you bite back tears because you feel you should be strong, or avoid talking a kid, you were. Better get the entire people to commit, or convince yourself you're over it when the ache still lingers. This emotional bottling up might seem like coping, but it's a slow poison. Unspoken grief doesn't vanish. It festers, manifesting in physical ways that are easy to miss. It can tighten your chest, disrupt your sleep, or sap your appetite, making you feel heavy or disconnected without an obvious cause. Biologically, suppressed emotions act like a chronic stressor, elevating cortisol levels, weakening the immune system, and even accelerating cognitive decline by straining the brain's emotional regulation networks. I met a woman named Margaret, 86, who lost her sister, her closest confidant, years earlier. She never spoke of it, thinking silence was strength, but her health began to falter. Frequent colds, restless nights, a fog over her once sharp mind. It wasn't until she started writing letters to her sister, pouring out memories and regrets, that her energy returned, her sleep deepened, and her spark flickered back to life. This kind of emotional suppression is especially insidious after 80 because it's often compounded by isolation. With fewer peers who understand the depth of your losses, it's harder to find safe spaces to share. Yet, those who thrive past 80 often have outlets, a trusted listener, a journal, a spiritual practice, or even a quiet ritual like lighting a candle for someone they've lost. These acts of expression aren't just emotional release, they're physical medicine, easing the nervous system, lowering inflammation, restoring the body's resilience. The heart, after all, isn't just a muscle, it's a storyteller. And when its stories are silenced, it struggles to keep beating with purpose. So, if you've been carrying grief, loneliness, or even quiet resentment, don't let it stay locked inside. Find a way to let it breathe, through words, tears, or small gestures. Because giving voice to what hurts doesn't just heal the soul, it keeps the body alive, vibrant, and ready to carry you well beyond 80. Number 5. The quiet drift from daily meaning. One of the most insidious reasons many people struggle to thrive past 80 is the gradual, almost imperceptible erosion of daily meaning, those small, grounding reasons to rise each morning that give life texture and purpose. This isn't about chasing grand ambitions or a sweeping life mission. It's about the humble, everyday rituals that anchor your days, like brewing a pot of coffee to share with a neighbor, tending to a row of potted herbs, or calling a friend to swap stories. These seemingly minor acts provide structure, a sense of contribution, and a quiet reminder that you're still needed in the world. After 80, however, these touchstones can slip away, often unnoticed. Perhaps your weekly knitting circle disbanded, or your grandkids moved far away, or physical limitations made your old hobbies like woodworking or gardening feel out of reach. Maybe you stopped volunteering at the library because the walk felt too long, or your favorite local bookstore closed, leaving your afternoons emptier. Without these small purposes, days begin to blur into one another, each one less distinct, less compelling. This drift isn't just emotional, it's biological. The body takes cues from the mind, and when there's no reason to engage, systems start to slow, appetite wanes, energy dips, and even the brain's neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections, begins to stall. I knew a man named Arthur, 90, who radiated vitality, not because he was in perfect health, but because he had a daily rhythm. Every morning, he sketched a bird from his window, and every evening, he wrote a ship. But we know that the mind was also considered death with curl of the calf. Those tasks, simple as they were, gave his days shape, and his life a pulse. Without daily meaning, the body senses it's no longer essential, and that signal can dim the drive to keep going. People who live long and well past 80 often cling to these small anchors, whether it's feeding stray cats, organizing a drawer, or teaching a grandchild to play chess, because they provide continuity and relevance. The loss of meaning is sneaky because it's gradual, often masked as just slowing down, but it's a signal your body craves purpose, no matter how small. So, if your days feel shapeless, like nothing pulls you forward, don't dismiss it. Find one tiny act, a walk to the mailbox, a letter to a friend, a daily moment of creation that tells your body and mind you're still here, still vital. Because living past 80 isn't just about surviving, it's about having a reason to greet each day with intention, ensuring your heart and soul stay as active as your pulse. As we wrap up, here's the truth. Fading after 80 isn't usually one big event. It's a slow drift, a series of tiny shifts that dim your light before you even notice. Just as those changes creep in quietly, you can push back quietly too. One extra chat with a neighbor, one deliberate step outside, one moment where you let yourself feel or do something that matters to you. That's how you rewrite the story. So, think about the 5 reasons we covered. Which one caught you off guard? Which one felt like a mirror? And most importantly, what's one small step you'll take today to keep your spark alive? Because aging isn't about stopping time, it's about filling it with life. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below with one thing you're taking away from this video, or how you'll use it. Your thoughts keep this community growing. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. We'll see you in the next one.